to the Shack of N6TLU, or you may know me by Terry of D-Lab Electronics. In this video, I want to talk about the vintage Dow key relays. So back in the day, ham radio required a separate transmitter and receiver. It wasn't like today where you had these modern transceivers that can do everything. So you had these boat anchors, as we call them. So your transmitter and receiver shared an antenna. But to toggle that antenna back and forth when you're transmitting or receiving, you needed this device. So the Dow key is actually a relay that moves the antenna between the transmitter and receiver depending on what mode you're in. It did that by the solenoid on the side, and this was normally a 110 volt solenoid. And then over here, there's some muting contacts. So when you go into transmit, you have to shut down your receiver or it's going to blow you out of the room, okay? So these were a very common device seen on all ham radio transmitters. These guys kind of had the monopoly. And the good thing was, it was rated at a kilowatt. So you could jam some serious power through this device. Well, guess what? They're out of business. And these things are old and failing. These coils start buzzing and then they open up. And it usually happens right in the middle when you're transmitting, so the power goes into your receiver and blows it up. Another issue with the Dow keys is since the leaf contacts are open to the environment, they could easily get contaminated and not properly mute your receiver, which is very irritating. So over the years, these relays have become very difficult to find in good operational condition. And then when you do get them, you really don't trust them because they came out in the 50s. They're like 70 years old. So we need a replacement. So about 5 years ago, a couple hams were talking to me and we were all discussing the Dow key issue. And I said, Terry, you need to develop something to replace those Dow keys. It has to be just as reliable, and hopefully you can fix the problem with those muting contacts. I thought, man, that is a big ticket, because when you look at how these are constructed, it was a die-cast enclosure with the SO239s, contacts inside, keeping that RF in the package. And of course, then you had the muting contacts, which was external. So everything was operated by this solenoid. I thought, how can I make something like that? Well, D-Lab has the answer. And so far, it's had great response by the ham community. So my idea was, I knew that I could not recreate this enclosure, but I could buy these really nice Bud die-cast aluminum enclosures. So I took the Dow key design and duplicated it using this enclosure, which is an off-the-shelf item. So this is the initial design. I called it the Model 5. So the Model 5 has 120 volts to activate it, and there's one Form C contact. So you have a common, normally closed, and normally open on these vintage terminal strips. Okay. So this antenna in. This goes to your transmitter, and this goes to the receiver. And if you use a coupler, you can actually put this on the back of your transmitter just like the Dow key mounted. So the Model 5 was a huge hit, and I'm still making them. But then I thought, you know what? It'd be nice to have some additional contacts in case you wanted to activate, say, a linear as well as muting your receiver. So then I came up with the Model 8. So the Super 8 was an updated model eliminating all the point-to-point wiring inside of the TR switch. There's actually a circuit board that supports the 8-position terminal strip and this 120 volt relay. So internally, the Super 8 still has that big Potter and Brumfield relay to toggle the antenna. Plus, it shorts out the receive SO239 to protect the input to your vintage receiver when you're transferring RF to the antenna. This orange relay goes to the secondary sets of contacts here for muting. And since it's a sealed relay, you don't have that problem with contamination and erratic muting. So my current lineup that you can see on my website is the Super 8 AC model. So this is 120 volts on the coil. Have the Super 8 DC model. This is 12 volts DC to activate it. And then of course, the classic Model 5. So if you're interested in my lineup of antenna changeover relays, you can check them out on dlabelectronics.com. Look under the offerings tab. You'll see my current models. There's a bunch of pictures, including pictures of the inner workings, so you can see the quality of this product. And yes, they are pretty expensive. However, I spend at least 4 hours a piece building and testing these devices. I'm not just throwing something together trying to make a buck. I am building a quality replacement for the Dao-Key relay. Check them out. So what are your options? Well, you can get on the internet, search out Dao-Keys, and you could probably find some old stock units that are still out there, and they would probably still perform. However, you got to watch that coil voltage, because most of those were 110 volts. And as you know, line voltage these days is about 125. Now back in the day, MFJ made a model 1707 and 1708, and these were RF sensing little antenna relays. They're okay, but I sure would not apply 100 watts of power to those modules. If you've ever opened one up, you'll see the relays they're using for switching. It's about the size of a chiclet. So I guarantee you, if you keyed a 100 watt AM transmitter into it, they'd probably go off like popcorn. So here's another option for you. You can get on eBay and search for transmitter antenna relays, and you're going to see these nifty little ones built in a project box, and they have an ice cube relay plugged in the top, okay? Which is really cool, especially for RF shielding. You're going to get some good rays when you radiate yourself from this exposed relay. Then, to even make it better, if you look closely at the relay, you'll see some decals from the machine that it was pulled from. So I'm sure those nice carboned up contacts would do a wonderful job on your ham station. So what it comes down to, guys, is what kind of quality device do you want to be using on your ham radio station? I have put years of research and testing into these TR switches. I've sold over 100 units, not one complaint. So if you're interested in one of my switches, get on dlabelectronics.com. There's all kinds of pictures on the ads. You can contact me for more information. These are available in limited quantity because it takes me a long time to make them.